Hey guys, I'm back. Just checking in, showing you guys what's up. I know it's been a little bit but I'm here and I ain't going nowhere. I just, always making stuff. I'm always doing stuff. Gotta stay on my toes. Gotta be creative. I went to New York last weekend. I picked up some good stuff. Just hanging out, stopped by a friend. She was having a pop-up with her brother. It was so cute. Got me a few good items. Like, seriously, OD. I had me some Joe Fresh goods. You guys seen some of those? No, you didn't. I have to repost that. And then I got this Virgil jacket that I can't even find anywhere with Levi's collaboration. Oh my God. And I love a good shade by Mariah. But I was a little sad. I did not get the bricks, and that's all right. That's okay. Me and my homegirls, we linked up for some drinks and happy hour. During the week, it's always a good time. I love me a good chicken wing, and they left their bags, and I had to take home like 20, so I'm still eating chicken wings now. I definitely appreciate the art around town. Everything is so cute, and I love being in a small town. In New Haven, it's not that small, but it's pretty small compared to these other cities. They have some amazing art, and look at this Marilyn Monroe. I had some people dipping in my freaking DMs. Feature, hello, hey, feature. I got some good stuff. And then I was throwing together some, AI art of what I think things would be with Nike if they ever did something with me. And then this lady was blasting Nike about the brick by brick collaboration. Insane. It was so wild. And then, things just got out of hand. You had the CPFM drop just
Kanye
sell out.
spills
It's
some
like these
truth and
people are
takes
just
it back, and
completely
he's
against
not
us.
lying.
All of them.
What he's
But
saying, he's
here
not lying. I
is
mean, he
my
shouldn't be
little
calling little
put
kids the
together
R
something
word.
coming up. I got some
However,
big
let's
things
ask
coming. I'm going
yourself
out the
this.
country.
So,
I'm
in
being
our
a little
society,
foolish,
okay,
but it's all right. I can
what's that show?
definitely
American Horror
get my
Story.
shit together. I
Remember
don't
the
think I'm
circus
wearing those
freak
shoes, but I really
people
like
in the
them. I was
show,
just messing
like the
around.
ones that looked
And the
all
brick by
crazy
bricks,
and
we're going to dive more
the
into that.
what's her name? Jessica Lange had a daughter on the show, right? You remember that? And so I can't help it if the stream's lagging. I'm sorry, you guys. But you remember that? Do you remember like developmentally disabled is the term for the R, okay? So American Horror Stories. So they were commodity. The fatter, the taller, the bigger, the better, right? So she had downs, right? She was slower. So if you are slower, and we hear it all the time, you can be used for sexual video and games, and you're not going to fight back in the same way, are you? I don't think Brian Koberger is the one. I said that from day one. But that's why you might have two kids using in vitro to make them come out a certain way, right? Right. So that may be what that's about. That could be why they're saying it. But Kanye's not lying. Kanye is telling the truth when he says what he says. He's
This is one last little look because I want it to be a little surprise, my little looks that I'm be giving. I'm just excited to see what's going to happen. I can't wait. I'm going to celebrate my grandmother's 100th birthday in Jamaica. This is going to be amazing. There's a lot of anxiety because I haven't been there in almost 20 years, but that's okay. And I'm looking forward to it. And there's a lot of things going on. And this brick by brick, Nigel's, I want him to speak up about this because this is like the second campaign now that someone has said, like, pitched to Nike years ago, and then Nike ran with it over there. I know that people think the same things at the same time, so I'll give credit to that when it's due. But also, right, is there a chance that his team is being sneaky and not telling him and doing this behind his back? But he needs to definitely speak up because small creators like myself are like leery to put more stuff out because you feel like people are going to constantly take your stuff. Especially when I'm doing stuff by hand, I know it's one of a kind. I know it's different. I know it's amazing. And I feel like the moment it catches on, people are going to try to take it. I hope it does catch on, and knockoffs are some form of flattery, and hopefully, I can get stuff to people at a cheaper rate as well, because I feel like that's my whole reasoning for doing stuff like this as well, to make it more affordable, not to have some crazy $1 million bead chain or $1 million bracelet out of beads. Come on, like that should be like $5-10. But sometimes when you're hand beading things, it takes hours. So how do you, get paid for that time and everything like that? So I'm trying to figure out those pieces. So I completely understand about, being leery and being ripped off. He needs to speak up. Nike needs to do better. I'm tired of doing all these raffles and jumping through hoops, and then you don't even get anything. And then for Union to put out that raffle and everyone's like, yeah, we have another chance to win. We're going to win. And then to just boom, slap in our face and say, oh, LA County only. Like that's gaslighting. You guys are just doing this purposely now. And it's just a little corny. Like I haven't been hitting, and I kind of went to, the reseller. I really don't like that. I have the money. I can get this stuff if I really wanted it, put it on a credit card and suffer the consequences later, whatever I got to do. But I feel like the love of it is to get that win, and just like the wins just feel like impossible, especially with that exclusive access. But I'll get into that at another time. All right. Thank you guys. You can like, share, subscribe, or don't, but I really appreciate it if you do. I have a voice that needs to be heard as well, just like everyone else. I spread the love. Thank you. All right.